Okay, so That Blind Man Mark is, or was written by Sir Philip Sidney, and it's about the speaker's experience with desire and the speaker's belief that desire is the root of all evil. The speaker is someone that is fed up with the problems desire causes, and we know that the speaker believes this because the poem is written in first person, which is shown by I in line 5. And the occasion is the mid to late 1500s when the Renaissance period came and Reformation was happening. There were also some power struggles in Europe. These may have inspired Sidney to write this because it'll show the dangers of desire. He may have directed this piece at people that let desire influence their decision making, such as rulers who were trying to obtain more land and power at the expense of others. He doesn't directly state his audience, but we can infer that it was for these people based off of the time period and the topic. The purpose of this piece is to share his experience with desire and get people to refrain from acting on their desires. And this again is shown by I in line 5, and it also talks about my mind in line 8, and it talks about like how and it made me to vain things aspire, and that was just his experience with it. The speaker begins the poem with listing negative phrases that all relate to desire, like the band of all evils, and that blind man's mark, and the fool self-chosen snare, which is like a trap. This first part also creates the strident and accusatory tone of the piece through nasty diction that is used to describe desire, like scum and evils and worthless. The speaker proclaims what the subject is in line 5, where he says desire, desire with an exclamation point, and then he starts to talk about his experience with desire. So he talks about how he once was one who would act on decisions based off of if he wanted it to happen. And then he talks about how he worked to not let desire control him. And he is talking about in vain, and he repeats this to show that desire tried to like control his decisions, but it was in vain and it didn't work, and he it wasn't able to affect his decision making anymore. And it talks about a smoky fire, which is like desire is usually called like a fire, and it like can grow, so it like relates to that concept. And and so these 3 lines are desire failed to corrupt him. And then it talks about also how he wants to kill desire, so he wants everybody to not be able to make decisions based off of desire because it makes a more corrupt and evil society. And he finds this as his only like job in life, and like he really wants this to happen because he believes it's that evil. And Maleficent.